I'm doing a video, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm doing.
Let me interview you. And welcome to Birmingham.
Not many of us have got a lot of money. I think it's going to make it a lot more harder.
The thought of a home is so outrageous. Maybe 10 years ago, that was a comfortable conversation to have, but now we're in this idea where it's just not enough room.
Keep your money in your pocket, because at the end of the day, you know, the government don't give a flying f*** about nobody, only the self.
Did you know that your bank could soon be your landlord faster than you think? I had the pleasure of standing outside Lloyds, who just happens to own over 5,000 rentals and counting. But here's the thing that you didn't know. They have ambitions to own over 50,000 by the year 2030. Now that would make them one of the biggest UK landlords. All of them, my friend, will be for rent. And I'm sure you've heard that saying before, where you will own nothing and still be happy. But my question is, if we don't own anything, then who actually does? But don't you dare ask too many questions. So whilst we're arguing the toss about dinghy boats, which I firmly believe is by design, the corporates are quietly building rental empires in a time where there's a major wealth transfer happening right beneath your nose. So I asked the people of Birmingham, if big banks such as Lloyds may be potentially using your savings to invest in property and build empires, why aren't you doing the same? Let's get into it. Yes, sir. Why do you think a bank would want to own 50,000 homes? To control the people.
Now that they already own the money, it's about them owning the housing, the next step basically.
So they want to make the most money out of people. I don't really know what they're paying for. They take out the middleman because they can.
And the more houses they buy up, it makes it more harder for us to even purchase a single house. And yeah, I think the price is going to start shooting up as well, right?
So if they actually own the market, they can easily say, you know what, we're going to under rent it and undersell it at £200 or 10%, and that's it. And so then a landlord which has got a mortgage with maybe them, we still have to pay them for interest, but it's actually making less money. So it's more likely, what is he gonna do? Sell.
Yes, and that means, you know, the landlord is up the creek without a paddle. Yeah, because if they are highly leveraged with debt, they've got no choice
to borrow again.
This is it.
The thought of me getting home, it's not even a conversation to me anymore.
You know, if they're trying to do that, then I do think, you know, that they are trying to demonize the landlords, you know, make them the bad guys so they can take advantage of it, you know, become the higher power, which they already are basically. So I think they want to control everybody, and, you know, young people need to speak about this.
Well, I think they could potentially actually do property development. If they were to build houses and then sell them, they could still make money. Instead of renting them out, that might be better. Based on the, you know, the facts and figures, they could focus on sales, but they're focused on rentals. Do you think there's a reason behind that? Well, the reason they're renting is just because they want to make money. That's all it is.
I mean, at the end of the day, if they're stopping people getting into affordable housing, it's definitely a problem, isn't it?
Let's be real, like, you know, not everyone's doing the best, but people still need houses. And rent, I've considered renting. I want to go to Australia. I've been to Australia. I want to go to Australia next year, and I will rent. And my old man's always said to me, but he's a bit of an older school generation. He's always said, like, rent is kind of, you know, you send your money away. But realistically, these days, it's the only way to get through it.
Did you know that Lloyds has a separate landlord arm to their business called Citra Living Limited? Also branded as Lloyds Living, just to be a bit fancy with the marketing, and it rolls off the tongue quite nicely. Now, they have a separate company to that called Citra Pathways Limited. Now, of course, your Pathways Limited if these boys are in town, because there's limited amount of chances that you may get on the property ladder. Here's where it gets a bit deeper. That company is registered as an RP, a registered provider. Now, there's two types of RPs here in the UK. You got those who are registered for profit and those who are registered as not for profit. Now, not-for-profit type of organizations tend to be your housing associations. So when they make a decent amount of profit, they would then reinvest that into its existing stock, and they may want to expand to produce more properties for the community. Okay, so they kind of make a bit of profit, but it gets reinvested. Now, with the profit type of people, right, or organizations, should we say, they get their profit, rub the fingers and say, you know what, boys, Thank you for your hard-earned efforts for investing in our projects. Here are your profits. So basically it gets distributed to shareholders, okay? That is all. But let's find out what's stopping people from investing in property and taking control of their finances.
Yeah, it's a bit silly. Like, I have money sitting in the bank and the interest is terrible. I should really use it for investing it myself, really. Because whilst it's sat in the bank, they're investing my money and they're giving me crap interest. So
What's stopping you from investing in property?
I guess it's just the risk, isn't it? Taking the risk.
Would you say it's more riskier to keep it in the bank and maybe one day you may not get access to it?
Probably not. No.
Are you from Birmingham?
I am originally, but I don't live here anymore.
I think it's the fear that, number one, you've got to fill it with a tenant. You've got to get a tenant. Number two, you've got to maintain it. So people would rather put their money in a bank and just take the interest payments.
I think it's just lack of knowledge, right? Like, I think most people aren't aware that they're able to do such. So I think some people just, I guess, just don't do it.
It's people don't feel confident anymore. People don't feel comfortable relying their money with the banks anymore. That's what it is. And they don't like their money being out of their hands. And that is the big risk.
There's plenty of resources out there.
Yeah.
Do you know one resource that people can get access to if they want to learn more about property?
Is this where I plug in your thing?
Yeah. He's a smart guy, isn't he? You know the score.
Because they see it as risky and they don't understand it. And that's what it is. So people will still think to play it safe and leave your money into the bank to make whatever it is, 1 or 2%, rather than investing and making that money work for you. It's the same reason why people invest, leave their pension in bonds. It's exactly the same reason. Bonds, how much a bond is going to earn per year? 2%. How much is inflation? 3%. So you already lost the money. So for when you are 60 years old, whatever you put in is not really what you get because you got an inflation.
So if I were to get all the information, I'd probably go to Property with Khan.
Khan! I'm not Mr. Khan! Get out of here! Property with Kina for all your resources. Yes, sir. Here's one for you. Guess how much money is locked inside UK savings accounts? Over 1 trillion, mate. Now, that's one too many zeros for me and you to worry about. But some poor sods are only getting, on average, between 2 to 3% interest on their funds. Now, I'm no sleazy estate agent that's trying to shift you any new builds and charge you premium prices just because it has integrated appliances, yeah? But here in Birmingham, depending on what strategy that you employ and where you buy, right, you can get, and how you buy as well, between 6 to 8% gross yield on a rental. Now, of course, if you buy a property, you benefit from the rental, and if you hold on to the asset for a long period of time, you also benefit from capital appreciation. But have you noticed how the media are fear-mongering people? Have you noticed how they're demonising landlords? Have you noticed how the UK government is taxing landlords heavily and bringing in a lot of regulation, and also to incentivize people to, tax incentivize people by saying, oh, just put your money into the stock market, you know, it's nice. I'm frustrated about this because when I flipped property with an investor, he gave me some money to do that, right? I asked him, yo, do you want to do it again? I've got another property. He goes, I'm not too sure because it's more tax efficient to go with the stocks and shares that I sell. So I'm cheesed off about this, but here's what it is. You want to welcome in and get in touch. But anyway, let's find out if people had the money, where would they buy in Birmingham? If you had 200k to invest in property in Birmingham, which area would you choose to rent a property?
What, to live in, or am I renting it out?
Renting out.
Don't know, I don't really know Birmingham like that, but I'd say probably somewhere maybe student-wise. Get one of those properties and get like 4 or 5 different students living in it or something.
You sound like a capitalist, bro.
No, you asked me as a landlord, innit? If that's what I'm doing as a landlord, then that's what it's going to be.
It's a Solihull. Is that Birmingham technically?
Probably Harbour.
Harbour.
Yeah.
Edgbaston.
Why?
Because, of course, I'm a young person. Edgbaston, a lot of young people are living there. It's like, I wouldn't say it's a very rich area, but it is one of the best areas in Birmingham.
Digbeth.
Digbeth? Why Digbeth?
I love Digbeth. I love Digbeth. Yeah, people really don't like Digbeth, but let me tell you right now, go to Digbeth. It's a lovely place. There is actual lovely people there.
You heard it first.
Castle Brummies.
Why B36?
I've been about Birmingham, and I've been in Castlebrom now for 5 years, and it is by far the quietest area of Birmingham with the least amount of drama.
So you wouldn't touch Chardin with a barge pole?
If I could help it. I'm not writing the place off. Yeah, I've got friends from Chardins, but I'd pick Castlebrom before Chardin.
I would go North Birmingham. I wouldn't go like South, Solihull, or anywhere near Redditch. I would go literally north, like Handsworth and all these areas.
Wow, I'm not from Birmingham now.
You know the areas, at least one area.
To be fair, it would have to be somewhere where I know it'd have to be safe.
One area.
Solihull.
Everyone says Solihull.
Solihull, because you know that the people will be safe. They will be safe.
Don't you think it's usually the people that have earned all the money and they're just hiding in Solihull? They're the wrong ones sometimes, you know.
I am not doubting that. What? I swear to God, I ain't doubting that.
So you've heard it here, live and direct from the people. Let me know what you think in the comments. In my personal opinion, I do see the pros and cons. Some of the pros, you could say it could stabilize rental prices in the market depending on how many properties are for rent. It could help regulate the industry a little bit more, because you could say there'd be more responsibility for banks to keep standards in the best way they can. But I also see the cons as well. Bloody heck. Whereby what plonker will keep their car there when the tram's coming. But anyway, some of the cons. You could argue that corporations should be focusing on supplying properties to the market which allow people to buy them, or even the option at least to buy them, and none of this shared ownership nonsense, especially with these dodgy leases as well. So I would say that if more supply is on the market, it may reduce prices for people, but I suppose that's not really in the best interest of banks, is it? Considering they lend against them, the asset prices will fall. So you can see where I'm going with this. But hey, look, I may not have the solutions. I'm just here to spread awareness. If you found this useful, comment and subscribe. And if you want to learn more about property and the smart ways, check the link in my description below. Follow for more. Yes, sir.